And welcome back, everybody. It's the I Don't Mow Show, episode 14. I'm Charlie P.
And I'm Nathan J.
And we're back here with you. We're in high spirits today.
The Blues won the cup.
Blues won the cup, baby.
It is still, I'm still in shock. Let's just put it that way.
I'm still just like, is it real? I hope it's real.
I'm kind of hungover from it, but in such a good way.
I'm pretty sure it's real.
it's still, I'm going to watch it again just to make sure there's no trickery.
Right.
A lot of celebrating today. So I'm pretty sure it happened.
I still feel like I'm waiting for another series.
Yeah, you know.
Like, I still feel like, okay, we won, but isn't there another one?
Right. They're talking about the parades on Saturday. It's like, oh, okay, is that the game? Mm-hmm. Is that there's a parade for the game?
It's so weird, man. Like, it's a weird feeling, but it feels good, know?
It's just congratulations to them, man. And the city, the state, the world deserved it. Mm-hmm. You know, highest rated NHL game of all time.
Yeah, we're just talking 40% of the world watched it. That's billions of people, everybody.
Yeah.
Billions of people were rooting for us.
So many networks, radio, you name it, Canada, Mexico, China, Japan, Russia. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's just it's a dream come true. It's a long time coming.
Oh yeah.
It's just we always just wanted to get here, and we always talked about we just wanted one. And I'm just happy forever with just this one. Yeah, sure, go get another one.
I've heard already talks of people wanting another one,
like
getting greedy.
It makes you want, but I don't.
Yep.
It's all for naught because all the bad memories and juju and curses and
it's
hate.
hard to repeat. Okay,
yeah.
It's hard to repeat.
It's very hard to repeat. I mean, yeah, Pittsburgh did it not that long ago, and back in the day, Montreal did it 5 times in a row. The Islanders did it 4 times in a row in the '70s.
But we're none of those teams.
Yeah, we're none of those teams. The game was way different.
Fight our butts off to get here.
Yeah.
So hopefully a repeat. That'd be cool.
I mean, hell, Blackhawks did it 3 times in 5 years.
Yeah,
I
true.
mean, technically 2.5 times in 5 years, but we won't get into that.
Yep. So anyway, just wanted to give a shout out. Congratulations. The Blues started off. But we're going to move into some world news. A little bit of that.
World news is back.
World news. Got a little bit for you. Just one story.
That's good.
Let's see. NASA is allowing visitors to the International Space Station as soon as next year.
Oh, sweet. When can I get my tickets?
If you have a fat pocketbook. It's
okay, I don't have a fat pocketbook. Break my dreams. What's going on?
It's going to cost you about $52 million for the flight just to get up there.
Oh.
And then I believe the way the article is worded, it's very light on details, so I'm sure they're still hashing it out. But yeah, per night, might cost you $35,000 extra per night per visitor. That's how much you have to pay NASA as well. And the missions are up to 6 people and up to 30 days. So it's not like you're only staying up there a couple hours or anything like that. You could stay up there a whole month.
You're going on a vacation to space.
And I think they gave that deadline of 30 days just because, microgravity starts to kind of deteriorate your body after being in space for so long. Once you come back to Earth and start to feel the gravity again, your bones might not be as strong as they were before when you went up. So I think that's why they put the 30 days on there. But yeah, like I said, very light on details right now.
It kind of makes you wonder, honestly, are they going to have to pass everything that astronauts pass to go?
I think so. At least the resiliency tests,
I mean,
stuff
obviously
like that.
you have to send 6 in shape people, healthy people.
Oh, yeah, you have to be, I'm sure you have to be healthy. I'm sure you have to be
But if you can afford that, you probably are.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, or you can get that way, if you want to. You
can get that way quick if you want to.
Do you think it's the start of something?
Oh, yeah, I think it's the start of commercial space flight because, as soon as next year, but they're looking maybe 2022 just to get all the details hashed out. I'm assuming making it safe for everybody to go up there,
Aren't they already doing, space tours, though, like Virgin and all that, where you can do the orbit?
Maybe.
Or that's soon. It's coming
too. That's probably coming too.
Which I don't think it's supposed to be like $1 million.
Where you go you go low orbit basically over the Earth. You're not in space, but you're not on Earth anymore, kind of deal. Yeah,
basically where the Red Bull guy jumped from.
Right. Yeah, so that's a little bit of world news for you. So if you have an extra $52 million laying around and you want to visit the space station in a couple of years. Have at it.
Right. Technically, we have 2 world news because Blues, that's world news.
Yeah, technically that's world news.
So that's not bad. We haven't had we did.
Yeah.
We had world news last week. We explained last week. It's just light of the news, and we're not. There's too much anyway. So
it's mainly just talking about our return trip to the moon and the new Mars rover, basically the two big ones. Right now, and it's just a bunch of details and.
No, he didn't live. It's just exciting. We're doing things like that.
It's just exciting, But yeah, that's basically all the world news I got.
All right. Well, hey, we got a lot of other good stuff that we haven't had over the last couple of weeks too. So
we've got a ton of game news. E3 2019 happening,
and it's actually popping. It's actually been very impressive this year.
Very, very cool.
It's kind of lived up to the hype. I know everything was like leaked or whatever, like the 2 days before.
Right.
But, I mean, who cares?
But it really doesn't do it justice, you know. Yeah. Once you see the official thing, then you're like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And we talked over the last couple of weeks that games have just been kind of mild and stale. And we're going back and playing classics and older consoles and
a lot of cut and paste stuff and
now it seems like we're getting on a new frontier of not just newer games but games that we've been shouting and screaming for just forever. And I mean, like one of those is Banjo showing up in Smash Brothers, which could mean a new game for Banjo.
Yeah, could mean a new game. He's finally made it to Smash Brothers, which is long overdue.
Way long overdue.
Because he was in Diddy Kong Racing.
Yes.
For cripe's sake, Like,
well, they came out with that Yuka and Laylee game, and from what I hear, it was good. But when everyone heard that, they were like, "Oh, is this the new Banjo? Is this going to start? Is it in the series? Is it in the universe?" And people were kind of let down on that.
You can't have Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts be the last one.
Yeah,
you can't have that.
Exactly.
Like that game's fun if you treat it like it's not a Banjo-Kazooie game.
Right.
If you treat it like it's just a completely different game, it's pretty fun building different vehicles and stuff like that. But that's definitely not
with Crash Bandicoot recently with its trilogy, with Spyro its trilogy. It's time. So I'm hoping. My guessing is he'll be in Smash. Then he'll have they'll do remastered because we got a lot of that going on right now. So we'll get into that a little bit later. But I'm assuming it'll probably be like remastered something collection, and then they'll come out with a new game. See how much people really want Banjo is what they're going to find out. Just like Sonic's doing right now, they're testing the waters. Obviously, Sonic is diving headfirst in the deep end with the movie. Which they're fixing, and we've talked about that on previous episodes. So it's very good for games. Banjo. I mean, E3 has stepped up their game this year, except for PlayStation, which we don't care about PlayStation. Even though I know there's people on here that do. Whatever, you like your controller. That's cool.
If you want to do that. But
I feel you.
we also got the new Avengers game coming out,
which looks very cool. I was very confused.
It looks very cool. Yeah, I'm super confused. None of the models don't look anything like the MCU counterparts.
It's not even the same universe. So it's all that's how it's supposed to say. It's a different story,
completely different, and it apparently. In the trailer, it shows Captain America dying, I'm assuming.
This isn't a spoiler because this is in the trailer.
Yeah, it's in the trailer. He goes missing, and that's the catalyst for the whole game.
Apparently he's dead. But, it's the whole adage of game movies. If you don't see him die, things can happen.
If you don't see a body, then,
and Ant-Man plays a really big role, obviously, so we could see some quantum realm stuff and another Captain America or something.
I really liked the footage of Iron Man, and I hope the game is set up the same way, where it's kind of third person, and he's kind of set, off to the left a little bit, and you've got a full,
it's supposed to use the Spider-Man engine from the last game.
Okay,
so as far as environment and free roaming is supposed to be quite big. So it's basically here's all your characters instead of giving you a single game for all of these. We're just talking about that Iron Man crappy game that came out 5 years ago.
Oh Lord,
which was just pure garbage.
Sweep that under the rug,
right? Just like Superman, all those games. But this game looks promising. This is something that's about time.
Really good.
I'm not 100% sold until I see gameplay footage.
Right, yeah, it was just in-engine footage is all they showed. So it wasn't technically game footage, but it was the engine that they were using to produce the game.
Which is the same for the Halo game.
Yeah, the Halo Infinite game.
Because the Halo trailer was released for Halo Infinite, and it's in-game engine footage, which, that's great and all. We still don't have any idea what kind of game this is going to be.
Right, is it going to be open world? Is it going to be...
another story-driven plus open world? Is it going to have multiple options?
Kind of almost like a Red Dead kind of deal.
Yeah,
open world, but you have missions.
Right, which is fine.
That would be kind of fun. It's never been done with a Halo game. That'd be kind of cool. But bad news on that one was that it could be an Xbox Scarlet exclusive, which, if you don't know, Xbox Scarlet is the code name for the new Xbox console that's coming out.
Yes, next year, next Christmas.
It could be their launch title and exclusive to that. But you were saying the Scarlet is backwards compatible with all the other consoles as well.
Yes, and the same with PlayStation 5. Well, PlayStation 5 is still holding coy, but everyone, as far as they know, because that's basically people told PlayStation, like, look, if you're going to make another console, you're going to have to make it so I can play all these games, because you're shutting down this. You're only giving us so much.
Right, you get to play.
The Classic was kind of wasn't well received and all that kind of stuff, but the Xbox, supposedly, because backwards compatibility is over. They ended the list this past weekend.
Oh, yeah.
So there's not going to be any more backwards compatible games released.
Nope.
Because they're going to be, every system's supposed to be backwards compatible
on
with
the new
Scarlet,
console, yeah.
or whatever it's going to be called.
Whatever it's going to be called.
Xbox 2. It'll be a clever name, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still for it. If it's not, if they pull something as like, it's Xbox Scarlet plus Xbox One, no, I'm not getting it.
Right.
I'm going to wait, and I'll just have to suffer for a little bit, and then hopefully do the price drop. I did that with the Xbox One. I'm fine with that. But if it is completely, and it's going to play all of them, I mean,
because I mean, like me, like I'm assuming,
we were talking
like a lot
about
of
that.
other people just picked up the Xbox One X. You know,
what, are you
I just got
serious?
that for Christmas.
Right.
Yeah, this past year.
Right.
And it's like, you just came out with that console, and it's only been out for what, 2-3 years?
My gut tells me that it's not going to be.
I hope
the
not.
new exclusive. I mean, why you shouldn't?
Yeah,
you should keep both of them going for a little bit. But it regardless, it's
kind of like what Sony did with the PS4 and the PS3. They kind of came out with both editions for the game.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just it's inevitable though that it's going to be like, all right, they're going to stop production on Xbox One games and.
Yeah, but it's inevitable.
Just do the new, and because guess what? You play all your stuff, and it's just
so you can still play it on this new console, but you got to drop the pennies to get it.
They need to stop. They need to make this one the last one, make them backwards compatible for all the systems, and then for the new, if you're gonna have new stuff, upgrade the system. You make us do upgrades and updates for games and
all the time.
Everything else. Why can't you just
why can't
give us a whole new software that integrates these new games?
I mean, they just did that. Well, it was a whole new interface not that long ago, about maybe a year or two ago. I remember I updated my Xbox and everything changed. Everything looked a lot smoother. Everything ran a lot smoother. Everything just was an update. And it's like, why can't you just do that instead of coming out with a whole new console?
Right. Yeah, because it's not even really the fact that they're doing another console. It's the games.
Yeah, it's just
you're that means that I can still buy these, but it's better on that though.
Basically limiting yourself.
Thanks. It's 8K. You can blame 8K for this, seriously, because 8K TVs are coming out.
Yeah.
8K Blu-rays are coming out, so the systems have to come out. They have to be updated and advanced and on the same level, and it's just
right.
It's frustrating because it's like, yes, we'll probably get it and we're gonna play it and all this good stuff. It's just
it's a pain.
It's enough.
It's
enough is enough with this kind of thing. I'm tired of I'm running out of space as it is.
It's just coming out with a new console every couple of years is just that's dumb. That's stupid.
I mean, I don't even have a problem if it being out, but you better have. I want to see like at least 5-10 years of Xbox One production.
At least,
I mean, they were making PlayStation 2 games in 2013.
Right. Yeah.
So
they were doing it right, I guess. Yeah. They were doing it right.
I'm hoping for the best. I honestly, I'm not too worried about it. If I was a PlayStation fan, I think I'd be more worried, because if the PlayStation 5 is not backwards compatible with all the systems, people are gonna go nuts.
Yep,
it's gonna be real bad, because PS3 was already a failure because there was only so many systems that were backwards compatible.
Right.
The PlayStation 4 was like, nah, and you got to buy this one, and we got the Pro version, and that's the thing. Like you said, you just got the One X.
They came out with so many different editions and all this crap, and a lot of Microsoft fans just picked up the Xbox One X because I think they dropped the price on them recently as well last year.
Because everything's a bundle right now. PlayStation's not doing any bundles, unless it's VR, and you got to buy all that separately.
It's insanity to me. It's like, come on, just let us enjoy a console for, like you said, 5 years.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And let us enjoy it for a little bit. and then come out with the new stuff, and then do all that stuff, way down the line.
Like even Xbox 360 was a little bit short.
Oh yeah,
and this is one of the greatest consoles ever made because of the just the playability and the amount of games on the Xbox Live and arcade and all that kind of
swap out your hard drives and all that stuff right on top.
And now of course you got to download all your games and they're coming out with an Xbox that's strictly streaming only.
Really?
It's
just a little streaming
disco
box?
And it's just a streaming box.
Wow.
So, okay, you're doing that too. Is that going to be integrated with the new system? Or are you just going to... Because that's the thing too. You got an Xbox One, you got an Xbox One X. With the Scarlet, can I just download the game and put it on my system? Don't try to sit here and tell me that, this game can't run very good underneath. No. Make Xbox original games play on Xbox One.
You make it work.
You can do this.
You make it work.
You make it work.
I know you can. Which brings me to another game, Doom, the new Doom Eternal.
It's a half and half. People are excited.
I'm on the half that's not terribly excited about it
because you feel like it's copy and paste.
I watched the trailer and it's just a whole lot of cosmetic changes. It's just the guns look different. Some of them have a few different capabilities here and there. Some new enemies. But other than that, it's just the exact same as Doom when it came out, Doom 2016 when it came out. It doesn't ruffle my feathers like I wish it did, because when I hear Doom, I'm like, oh yeah, sweet, another Doom, and then I see it and I'm like, more of the same. You guys can't, run with it a different direction, or at least, maybe give us a different playable character or something like that.
The scenery, the backgrounds, all that. This is very
it's exactly the same. Like cut and paste,
same place.
The rusty red from Mars, I get it. That's what Mars looks like, but give me something a little different. It's a video game, Give me something different.
It would be nice to have take something from the movie, even though that was a garbage movie. But the fact you can go back and forth to Earth and stuff,
like
and
put
maybe
the arcs up, or something like that.
That'd be kind of spice up Gears of War style underground stuff. I don't know. We don't know yet, but I agree with you as far as just seeing the first look at it. It's just kind of like you were expecting more. I don't know what we were expecting, and it's just kind of like.
And you haven't beat the first one yet, right? No, okay. Because that one leaves it open for a second one, and it seems like it'd be pretty cool. But now that I see this, I'm like, it might not be so cool.
That game is you got to have laser focus.
Oh yeah,
stuff going on at all times.
You don't have any kind of epilepsy or anything like that. And you
jump and move, stick and move, go, shoot, move, jump, shoot, move. Oh, run, turn around. Oh my god! But that's why it's good. That's why I liked it. Yeah. Which I'm sure this game will be that way too.
Oh yeah,
but it's
fast paced and hard hitting.
Like there's nothing.
There's just nothing. I guess Doom has. I don't want to admit it, but I guess Doom has run its course.
Right.
Because there's only so much you can do with a first-person demon shooter.
They are pulling, Battlefield V.
Yeah, Battlefield 5.
Because they had Battlefield 1, and now they're doing Battlefield 5, and it's literally the same game.
Same game, just kind of copy-pasted, better graphics, a little bit of different abilities here and there.
Somebody's on there. There's a different part of the war. Yeah, whatever.
Which I don't even know if it's a different ability or not, but with the boomstick, the double-barrel shotgun, you can get a grappling hook for it. And I think, can't you do that in the first one?
I never. Maybe you can. Maybe.
I feel like maybe I was just playing through on a New Game Plus or something like that. But I remember doing that a lot.
Right.
With the grappling hook. But I don't know. Anyway, that's just that's my opinion on it. I don't know if it looks. It doesn't look up to the expectations that I had.
Right. I mean, you even said that when we first saw the first views a couple months ago.
I was like, I don't know about that. Yeah.
It still kind of feels that way. Hopefully, it'll be a good game and they'll start.
Maybe the story will save it.
Yeah,
because it doesn't really tell you so much of the story, and the trailer just kind of shows you crazy action going on and all that stuff. And
you gotta focus on all aspects, man. It's just the problem with games are going either your graphics or we give you a story but no graphics. You got characters but no character development.
Yep,
you got weapons but you don't got enough of them. There's no ammo, one shot. And it's the loose side of.
I said, I guess it's run its course. I guess they've gone as far as they can go with it. Right. So
probably. So, it's hard to. We've been playing. The original ported from to the Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's hard. It still holds up. And it's hard, but it was it's such a iconic, and it was its own thing, and it was fresh and new. And you've even like Doom 3 and stuff like that on regular Xbox.
Yeah,
it's still very similar to this, just not as pretty.
Right, yeah, it just wasn't as pretty. It was a lot darker. It was a lot grittier.
It was
in
a
my
really
opinion.
gritty game.
Yeah, it was fun. That was actually the first Doom game that I played. Was Doom 3.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
I used to sit in the dark upstairs in the old game room and just play.
I used
play
to
to my
sit in the
heart's
dark
content.
with the door open, playing on PC in the original one. And
Nice.
then the person's house was my family friend. He would just turn up the speakers just full volume, so I'm hearing
nice.
everything. And
Right.
every time I turn around, oh God, and that and Quake. Those were the two things. Like,
Oh, yeah.
You went ham on 'em. So. But hey, games it's encouraging for games. There's finally some positive light on the game side. New fresh things. You got the new Star Wars game coming out. They finally released gameplay footage for that.
I haven't watched that yet. Does it look good?
It looks great. It's
good?
definitely it feels it's very story driven, but it looks difficult. It looks expanded. Like it seems to be the Dark Souls of Star Wars.
Oh yeah, you told me that yesterday.
It's seeming to play and set up that way with as far as like you're fighting the enemies. It's realistic. Like, okay, you're going to have to roll and dodge like you would in real life to get away from this. And,
Right.
There's some complaints, but we're still in beta. It's not even complete
Right, it's
yet.
not even...
The complaints were like, the lightsaber is not cutting through flesh and cutting limbs and all that kind of stuff. Which
Lord.
you could add that, and you could still see that.
You could add that before the beta even comes out.
That is hard.
Yeah.
If that, like we were talking about a second ago with games focusing on this and not paying attention to that, sometimes it's acceptable. If you make a great game, I'm not really going to care if my lightsaber cuts legs off of spiders.
It doesn't act realistically. Yeah.
Do I want to see it if I hit through pipes and objects?
Honestly, when we were playing Obi-Wan, we had fun with that, even though it's not a very well-received game, but it was still fun, and that lightsaber was nowhere near realistic at all.
Yeah, this it seems to be as like legit as you can get with a person with a lightsaber.
Right, so I think we'll have fun with it if we play
and
it.
It's canon. It's another canon and story. We're going to learn stuff. We're going to see favorite characters.
Right.
And it's actually like a full-blown Star Wars game. Here's your character. Make it through. The only thing I'm still on the worry side is the length. It's amazing and it's 6 hours, I'm gonna be really mad. I'm hoping if it is Dark Souls-esque, we should be able to play this game for hours and hours and
36
hours.
hours.
Continuously. yeah, 36-hour game. Bring it on.
Yep.
I mean, Halo 3 is like 12 hours long on Legendary or whatever. Mm-hmm. But that's if you're playing it really good and you dominate. The first time it's a little bit longer than that.
You can blow through it in less than maybe 5 hours. Less than 5 hours.
But it's a good game. It doesn't matter. So if this is a good game, none of that stuff's gonna matter.
Yeah, it won't matter.
We got some more.
We got some Nintendo stuff.
There is some Nintendo. They made a pretty good splash, if you want to say.
Oh yeah.
Like they did some really cool things and made some people mad at the same time.
Mm-hmm. We've got a new Breath of the Wild game coming out.
Which is the very positive thing. Breath of the Wild 2.
Breath of the Wild 2. It looks horror oriented.
Yes.
Whenever I watch the trailer, just because of that demon thing that's in the basement of the castle, I guess.
Right. Like the real Ganon, supposedly, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Or Ganon's mom, or something like that.
Something of that nature. But real, true evil.
Not a whole lot of story details.
No.
Just kind of showed you gameplay, and here it is, a little teaser of who the antagonist is going to be, and it just looks very horror oriented, which is a cool kind of little concept for Zelda.
Which it was very lighthearted. The first one, was with the one of the best parts of the game, the cooking aspect, and and the talented people and all that.
Hours and hours of cooking,
and that's what's got me excited about this game is because if they can even go ahead and copy paste this game, just give me more stuff, and I'm so fine with that.
You can leave the dirt bike out.
Yeah,
that's
we don't need that.
We don't need the dirt bike.
I don't know why that was in there.
We have a Epona, so
just no. Everything else of that game was just perfect.
It was just so weird. It was just out of left field.
Yeah,
I was
like Excite Bike, throwing it in there.
Yeah, I guess so. A bike.
Yeah, there you go. Whatever. I mean,
couldn't it attack as well? Like it shot something.
I think so. Yeah. You could get like upgrades to do that. It was just so weird to use.
So weird.
You use it continuously. Like, this shouldn't be in this world.
Yep.
Doesn't make any sense. But the reason we're excited about this because we played this and beat this game, the first one, twice on 2 different systems.
Yep, 2
beat it
different
on the
systems.
Switch first, and then we beat it on the Wii U. I think the Wii U is superior.
The Wii U was a lot more fun.
It was more fun. I don't know why. I'm
Yeah.
not 100%. I don't know if it was the pad. I don't know if it was just the
Switch when you had
playability.
to go and use the pad for like the different gravity puzzles and all that stuff.
Like
and
that's
it was,
cool if you're on the move person. I get it.
Yeah.
It's wonderful for that. But
we're
just
more
home
sit
console,
down and play.
Yeah.
You know.
And I love couch games. That's the best. And finally, it seems like games are coming back to couch games. For some reason, I keep forgetting that people play more than just by themselves. Like all of them when they I forget who said that, like the Xbox guy or PlayStation guy. It was like, people don't play together on couch anymore. It was online.
Well, that's not terribly true.
No, people are playing online, but if they had the choice of having friends play, give us the option.
Yeah, we had our little guild. We would always get together and
just
play.
game out. Like, all right, we're gonna finish this. We're playing Castlevania.
We'd be online together, but we'd be in the same room.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, exactly. Like a bunch of us. You know, with Call of Duty and Halo and things of that nature. So. But I'm just excited. There's another game too. There's Link's Awakening. You know, that was announced too. There's a lot of Zelda coming back.
Yeah, and I heard people talking. They want Zelda to be a playable character in the new Breath of the Wild as well, just because she hasn't been a playable character since like some terrible game. I don't remember what it was. It came out a long time ago, and I guess it didn't get received very well. But they really want Zelda to be a playable character and like have like 2-person puzzles and like co-op battles and all that stuff.
See, I'd be fine with that.
Yeah, that'd be
fine
kind of
with
cool.
her being in some, like her being the Sheik.
Yeah.
You know, and you get to use her abilities and her skill.
Right.
Disappear, all that kind of cool stuff.
I mean, come
like
on,
Batman.
she held Ganon back for 100 years by herself. She kind of, deserves some spotlight.
her name is the game, contrary to what so many people seem to fail all the time. His name is Link, damn it.
That's Link.
Okay.
That's Link, not Zelda. Zelda is the princess.
The game A Link to the Past is it's not about a thing, it's about a person. So
it's not an actual link to the past.
Yeah, it's Link.
It's Link.
So Zelda, he's my favorite character.
Zelda is my favorite character. Speaking of favorites, Destroy All Humans,
which was
getting a remaster.
Totally out of the freaking blue
out
with that
of the
one.
blue, it just blew my mind. I was like, no way. I used to play this game all the time back in the day. Picking up cows and moving them over people and dropping it, and you can take over people's minds, and you can. Oh man, just they're bringing.
That's the kind of game that needs to have.
It was like Grand Theft Auto with alien technology.
Right.
It was amazing.
It's perfect for now, and it should be like that too. I'm hoping so.
I'm hoping it's a almost a cut and paste.
Right.
Maybe change up a few things here and there, of course, with the progression of technology and all these consoles and all that stuff. I'm assuming they'll add in a few extras here and there, but it looks pretty much exactly the same with nicer graphics.
Yes.
Which I'm excited about.
Yes.
I would love to sit down and play that game again.
And it's one of those underrated games too. I mean, it was because
underrated.
it came out of a weird time and people weren't really sure what it was. And
I remember I went down and I rented it from Andy's. That's when
Andy's
I started.
movies? Yeah,
Andy's movie rental. That's when I started playing it, and then I eventually went out and bought my own copy. So, but yeah, it's a great fun game if you like Grand Theft Auto, if you like aliens. Definitely check it out.
Yeah, it's like South Park and Grand Theft Auto all mixed together.
All mixed together. Yep. The Furons.
And the movie Mars Attacks, which the movie's awesome.
Oh yeah. It's almost It's set in the 50s and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And,
oh God, I just got that.
Oh God.
It's just
What else?
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You're a Boston girl whine about the Bruins losing the Stanley Cup. Oh God,
Listen
I'm
to
so
him.
depressed.
It's
gonna
terrible.
stuff my face with Pepperidge Farm.
It's so bad. So bad, dude. I hate that. But what else we got for video games? That's about all I got for video games.
That's pretty much it. It was pretty much the PlayStation, Xbox with the new systems. Come on, give us a break.
Give us a break.
Speaking of PlayStation, that was the only other news part of the games I wanted to mention is that apparently they came in and were like in and out.
Yeah,
They were done. They were like, here's a few exclusive things.
We got
we're
work
done.
to do. We're done.
So there's a lot of things going on with Sony right now, especially with the Fox merger with Disney.
Merger and all that.
There's there's all that kind of things going on.
It's almost like they don't know what they have the rights to and what they can make and what they can't make.
Pretty much.
You know?
So, and with the Uncharted movie being announced
Mm-hmm.
with Tom Holland, obviously they're probably going to be looking into making like a new one that goes with the movie or something of that nature.
I'm sure they will.
Been one in a minute. The last one wasn't really exactly well received and everything, but I don't own a PlayStation, so I don't know, but I don't really care to play those movies. Nathan Drake, that's cool. He looks awesome.
Yeah.
I get it. I get why people
I played
like it.
the Uncharted games. They're really fun. Yeah, it's just basically Tomb
Tomb
Raider
Raider
with
right.
more guns.
Right, more
That's
guns.
all it is.
Right, little bit more polished.
Which is a great segue into our next segment.
Yes.
Talk about movies.
Yes, sir.
We got some movie news. We're doing a little news segment, I guess you'd say. Friday picks.
Yes.
What we want to do. Our pick a movie that's coming out on a Friday or Saturday, whatever weekend day it comes out on. And I went ahead and picked The Dead Don't Die. It's a new Adam Driver, Bill Murray movie that's coming out. It's a zombie movie. Kind of overplayed, I guess you could say, the whole zombie aspect, but this looks really funny.
It seems like a fresh take on it.
Yeah, it's a dark comedy, basically, is what it is.
Like Shaun of the Dead mixed with like the Club Dread guys,
right?
Type of thing, but serious at the same time. Just what would real people act like? It
looks like it's set in a small mountain town. Is what it looks like. Adam Driver, Bill Murray both play police officers. I'm assuming the sheriffs of the town,
right?
And they're
I think it's zombies.
Basically, just going around trying to figure out why all these graves are empty. Why what's going on? You know. It's like, it's basically like Zombieland with Bill Murray. Well, Bill Murray is in Zombieland.
Exactly.
But he's more of a titular character, I guess.
I don't know. I'm going to put like $10 on it. It says right now he becomes a zombie in the movie.
Oh, I hope so.
I mean,
that'd be hilarious.
He gets killed. Spoiler alert, Zombieland, he gets killed for pretending to be a zombie. So I'm just kind of curious how they'll, go about that. Yep. Maybe he'll off himself or something. I don't know. That'd be kind of cool.
And it's also starring Tilda Swinton, what is her? Sorcerer Supreme from the Doctor Strange movie.
Ah, yes.
Yep.
Yes,
She's in it as well. She's playing some sort of katana-wielding, karate master looking person.
Like that has some info on what's going on, most likely.
Something like that. Yeah, she looks more a spiritual person and all that stuff. So, it looks really good. It's got a pretty good cast. It's got another woman in it, actress. I can't remember her name, but she played the girlfriend in Zodiac with Jake Gyllenhaal. So if you've ever seen that
Mark
movie,
Ruffalo and Robert Downey Jr.
Yep.
Yes. Okay.
So if you've seen that, it's the girlfriend from there. She plays one of the sheriffs as well. I can't recall her name. It's some Nordic name that I can't pronounce.
Is it Nordic?
So
I don't think so.
She's in it as well. It looks really good. So what do you got? What's your Friday pick?
My Friday pick, which has been kind of under the radar, we did talk about it in a previous episode, and that's the MIB International. I am done with people trying to ruin movies.
Yeah.
Especially ones that from a franchise that was either loved or hated, and that one of them is the Men in Black franchise.
Trilogy. Yeah.
I like them all, and I like them all in different ways.
Yes.
The first one is dark and funny. The second one is funny and gadgety. The
third
one is story driven. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So this one seems like it's going to have a little bit of everything in it. Obviously, the marketing for this movie has been horrible. I'm not sure why.
I've only seen a few commercials here and there.
They usually is a signal, like John Campea says, it's usually a sign that the studio isn't exactly thrilled behind it. They weren't behind the other ones either.
Okay.
And those movies have done just fine. So I'm really not worried about it.
And this one's canon as well.
Yes, it's canon. It's in the universe. Even with the poster, people thought maybe the poster was just like abstract or whatever to represent, but no, it's in the same universe. So, but we don't know what's happened with Agent J or K or any. We don't know anything about that. I'm assuming we'll get some kind of answer,
a glimpse or something.
I don't
like
expect
that.
cameos, but when it comes to Men in Black, you won't know there's a cameo until the movie comes out.
Until the movie comes out.
Until I've seen it. The reviews seem pretty positive.
Yeah.
I'm excited for the premise.
Right.
I'm not really the biggest fan of when American things do the crossover with the European stuff. Like kind of Kingsman 2 was good, but it was They kind of try to do too much. Their ideas of Americans, compared to international, and vice versa.
It's like,
everyone thinks it's pop and crack and Julie, and everyone thinks American's a cowboy for some reason.
Yep.
So I hope they don't do that too much. I hope they just keep it.
I know they did it once in the trailer. Whenever she gets in the car and she wants to drive, so she gets on the
wrong side.
The wrong side. And it's like, I think Americans know by now that it's left-hand or right-hand drive over there.
Yes.
Yeah. I
think they know. Those kind of things.
I think they know. But
so I just hope they don't play the international...
The whole stupid American tagging along with a smart British guy. Because it's Chris Hemsworth and the girl who played Valkyrie in Ragnarok. I can't remember her name.
It's right on the tip of my tongue. Tessa Thompson.
Yep, that's it. Yep.
And she's great in that movie. She's great in everything that I've seen. So I was very excited to see her. I don't have any problem. People are already like,
I think they've got good chemistry between them. Because they had good chemistry in Thor Ragnarok, I thought.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I thought
so
it was
that's why
really
I think
good.
he's perfect for this movie. And we all know that after the Ghostbusters 2016 thing, Helmsworth was like, I'm not doing a movie in any kind of universe that I'm not 100% and believe in, and that's why I'm excited for it.
Right, yeah, because he
got Liam Neeson's.
Yep,
it's awesome.
Liam Neeson playing. I don't even know what his name.
I don't even know what his name is.
Agent L. I don't know.
I mean, I'm assuming Agent N. The Neesons.
Something.
But yeah, I mean, that's my pick. I'm excited for it. I mean, yes, there's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood that's coming, and there's all kinds of other movies, but those two movies. Expect us to see and do reviews on. Because we've kind of done some shot in the dark movies, just kind of been like, you know what, this looks good. Pet Sematary, let's go see it. Wasn't that great. Then we went and saw Brightburn. Amazing.
I
So
still think about it.
hoping for another streak, because it's been 2 movies that weren't exactly good. So that's Pet Sematary, and yes, Avengers Endgame was not exactly what I wanted it to be.
It wasn't great.
You said you saw it a second time. It was a little bit better.
It was way better the second time.
So I'll definitely, obviously, Blu-ray and watch it again. I'll probably appreciate it a little bit more, especially now that I've kind of moved on.
Right. You kind of let it settle in, and
settle in a little bit more, understand it a little more. Yeah. Same thing with Game of Thrones. Settle down, understand a little bit more.
Understand a little bit more. Still disappointed. But understandable.
Yes. So moving on for a little bit more movies that I have. One tiny note before I move on to this next thing is Gladiator 2.
Oh, yeah.
It's apparently actually happening.
Don't know how that's going to work.
I don't know how it's going to work.
Because he dies.
He just dies.
Excuse me. Spoiler alert. But if you haven't seen Gladiator, he dies.
It's one of the greatest movies of all time. You better have seen it. Or somebody better have told you by now.
Are you not entertained?
I mean, to me, there's 2 ways that it has to be done. In my mind, for it to be a good movie, you have to give us, without any doubt in our minds of why he is alive. Okay, prove it. How he survived, every aspect. Did his blade miss? Did they give him something? Did a god come down? I want to know.
Don't pull the. Yeah, I was just about to say. Him there. Don't pull the trump card of some sort of Roman magic brought him back to life or something like that. Maybe it's his brother. Maybe it has to do with his brother or
the boy that was in it from the original movie, and it takes his name, does the same. But see, that's the thing that worries me is you can't repeat that movie,
right?
Because if you we bring the kid in to do it now. That's what are you gonna do? The same thing?
Yeah,
is there gonna be a war now? That's not Gladiator. If you're calling Gladiator, it's got to be.
It's got to be in the Colosseum.
The end of Caesar. How is that not? Wasn't that the end? And historically, wasn't that the end of the Gladiator ring?
Yeah, historically, whenever Caesar was killed and all that, they moved on. They became more civilized, I guess you could say. Well, actually, they didn't move on and become more civilized. They moved on and fell apart. Right, basically, is what happened.
And I mean, it's not like this movie's called, but the man who became Gladiator. It's Gladiator 2.
Or is it? Is it a prequel?
But then he wouldn't be a gladiator, because in Gladiator he wasn't. He was a commander.
It would show. Maybe it shows his exploits as a commander.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
And then maybe there's another person, the gladiator, that we're seeing two stories.
Right, 2 stories converged. This is
Pitt.
What was going on while he was doing this.
It's tough. It's a tough one.
That's gonna be weird. That's gonna be weird. I gotta wait for.
And then it's like when you don't know anything besides this movie's being made.
Right.
It's like,
okay, I guess.
All right.
More power to you.
Does the Russell Crowe know this? I mean, seriously, it's just there's a lot of questions. I myself kind of want to watch the movie again and see okay, what could they have What could they have done? Because it's kind of just like you assume he's dead, it's gone,
Yep,
it's over,
that's
and then
it.
but it's like the end. You know, I'm sorry again, it's not a spoiler alert. Seriously, when he's walking home
Yep.
to his dead family.
Yeah.
He's obviously dead.
Yeah.
What is he dreaming?
No,
You're
he's
gonna
not
throw water
dreaming.
on him at the beginning of this next movie. You're
definitely-
fine, dude.
Yeah, he just wakes up in like a hospital bed or something like
He's gonna
that.
be all mad. I want to
Yeah,
go back.
I wanna go
Send me
back.
back. Kill me.
And then it just goes on with his
Yeah.
journey to death or something like that. Maybe
it's-
his real death.
I'm excited that it's a thing. I guess the
Yeah.
name. I think it's the name.
Yeah, because
Knowing Gladiator 2 is coming out.
we watched
Cool.
that last summer. I think we
yeah.
did. Yeah, we watched it
On
It was
VHS.
on VHS, no less.
the old school way, the gritty way.
Yep.
The monotone.
Yeah, and there's just no way you can continue on with that story unless you have some stupid trump card, like I said, Roman magic or something.
Honestly, right now it sounds like a cash grab because
Right.
everyone's going through the list of all the greatest movies ever, and let's try to redo it. Ben-Hur, Noah's Ark, those movies were awful. So you
Those
should
were bad.
learn that you don't take these classic
shouldn't
things.
do that, yeah.
And this technically is a classic movie already.
Just like Conan, whenever that came out.
Oh, yeah.
The movie, the newer one, it
had cool
It was
stuff.
only good because of the goriness of
Yes.
it, I guess, the realism of it.
You got to see what you didn't see, couldn't see in the
Yeah.
other movies because of the times.
because of the times and just
Like Arnold Schwarzenegger's
the limitations. But
It's just facts.
that movie
Arnold's
was
Conan.
that movie was trash compared to Arnold's. Yeah.
Yes.
It was.
So it's
something.
just it gets me. Oh, cool! But it's like all I can see in my head is that movie, the first, So it's like,
yeah.
the movie is awesome, but it's not going to be that. So
how are you gonna go about doing this? Like I have no idea. I got no
I got
clue.
nothing. I got nothing. But hey, cool.
Yep.
Speaking of classics, it is the 35th anniversary of Ghostbusters, which is crazy to think about. Ghostbusters Fan Fest is going on right now in California, which spells a lot of good things for the new movie. It spells a lot of things for new games. Ghostbusters is getting a remastered game.
Yep.
We kind of mentioned that last week, which is why it's just included with the Ghostbusters this week. At Fan Fest, if you're curious and if you haven't seen it, there isn't too many things being shown anywhere about it,
Right.
unless there's a Ghostbusters fanboy who's I think's the president of the fan club. He has a YouTube channel. It's like just Ghostbusters news, and then it's because of Sony. It's like
Right.
basically unless you're in our exclusive club,
Yeah.
you're gonna have to wait to see all our cool, awesome things. So that's kind of been the disappointing part of FanFest, is because
Keeping it way under wraps.
way under wraps. But positive news that wasn't under wraps is Sigourney Weaver spilled the beans last week and said that all the original characters will be back in this film.
Yes.
Now, people brought, when I did a little research, because when it comes to people, I believe what they say. And certain actors I have a very good respect for,
Yep.
and I know they probably wouldn't open their mouth unless it were true.
Sigourney being one of them.
Sigourney being one of them, but she has a track record over the last 5 years
Of misdirection?
Of misdirection.
Ooh.
And saying something that literally is on the shelves now.
Ooh.
And one of them was the Avatar thing. Everything she said about what's going to happen to Avatar is not happening.
Just not happening.
It's not happening at all. It's going a completely different direction.
Yep.
And Alien. She said that, there was Neil Blomkamp, the guy that did District 9 and all these
Right.
other movies.
Yeah.
He was supposed to do the next Alien movie. Sigourney coming back. That movie is literally ready to go and film. It's on the shelf because
Yep.
they did Alien Covenant. So, and she came out, she backed it. She was like, this is happening. It's amazing. Here's some pictures. Here's some details. And didn't happen.
Because maybe it's because she opened her mouth. Maybe like the studio was like, well, guess what?
Yeah.
Guess what? We're shelving it
Right.
now. We're
Pretty
doing
much.
something completely different.
Pretty much.
And I'm like, oh, okay. I just lied to everybody, but all right,
I
thanks.
mean, the Alien, and then when I thought about it, the only thing that I'm okay with her is two people.
Yeah.
Ridley Scott,
Yes.
James Cameron.
Yes.
James Cameron Avatar, Ridley Scott Alien. Those two literally said, nope, these are my things. I
Right.
am going this direction, whether you like it or not.
Yep. And I respect that.
I respect that. That's their thing. It was their baby.
They're the creators. They made these universes. You got to go along with them. James Cameron
coming back, taking over Terminator. He's doing his thing, and he's not doing Avatar until it's perfectly ready. He built an underwater city for this movie. Yes, check it out online.
Yep.
And it's going to shoot back to back to back to back. Half of the movie, I think it's 4 or 5. So I'm going to still take what she said with a grain of salt, but I don't think she's going to say it for a third time, knowing of her history, the past.
She's treading a little bit lighter now.
Yes.
She's walking on eggshells a little bit because she's been burned, obviously, in the past for opening her mouth.
And her exact words were, the original cast will return. Technically, that doesn't mean all.
Yeah, she just said...
Because obviously there's a lot of original cast. So clearly...
There's a lot of original cast. Some of them not with us, R.I.P.
Yes, exactly.
But yeah.
Annie Potts, I'm pretty sure, is on board because part of the Fan Fest, she left a voice message saying thank you for all the fans.
Yep.
She's doing other things. She's supposed to be back. Rick Moranis and Ernie Hudson are the only two that are
like
the
solid?
biggest mysteries.
Oh, they're the mystery.
We have no idea.
Oh, wow.
Ernie Hudson, there's... half the group say yes, he says no, and I believe the one half because Ernie Hudson can't say. Either can Rick Moranis.
Right.
They can, neither one of those two, any of them can in fact say, we're in this movie.
Right.
Sigourney Weaver, technically, as she said original cast, she's not saying, yeah, I'm back.
Yeah,
she didn't say that.
She just said original cast. Now,
right.
How many members that is, what you're saying, we don't know.
We have no idea.
Could just be one, could be two.
If Rick Moranis is going to come out of retirement, it should be this movie, even if it's just a small, tiny part.
Right,
Who cares?
Who
Him
cares?
and Janine have kids. They work at the station.
Here.
Cameo, that's cool.
You're good to go. Yep.
The Ernie Hudson thing, obviously, there's more reasons. There's race stuff involved.
Right.
That people are like, come on. And to be honest, they have had a track record. Video games, spots besides the video game that came over Xbox and all that. He was in it. But it's a touchy subject, and even for him, and he even said in an interview, it's kind of, I don't know, but he can't say. Rick Moranis can't say. Nobody can say. The only real person that can say is Dan Aykroyd because it's his movie. It's his baby. He's obviously in it.
Sony's got it in a chokehold, basically, is what it is, and they're not letting anybody speak.
With the failure of the last movie, I don't blame them at the same time. So just
trying to keep
all
it
that
under
with a grain of
wraps,
salt.
and
very exciting for Ghostbusters. So, like I said, 35th anniversary going on. It's a celebration. I think is all summer long. They literally built a street in Hollywood that's all Ghostbusters themed.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so
they got like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man and all that stuff.
Everything,
nice.
Slimer, things that you touch, you're seeing ghosts, sounds, everything you can kind of think of.
That's cool.
Food. You could slide down the poles. So I don't know if that's going to be like a theme park type of thing. Like
kind of like a Disney World, like Harry Potter World or Star Wars kind of stuff.
I'm assuming that's what
they're
going to get there. They're going to try because it's not as big as property as those. It's just the facts.
Yep.
It is to
it is to like a lot of people. But
and it's a very huge thing.
To
that
the
logo
corporate
is,
world. No,
not as much. Not as much, especially after
which
the
is
last
sad,
movie.
but it's the truth.
Yes,
cold hard truth.
Those guys got what they wanted in 2016. Okay, they took a shot. It missed completely. Okay, so we won't even get into that. Nope. We've already had our rants about that movie. To me, hey, that's what I got for movies. Games, movies. We got sports. This is one jam-packed episode.
Yeah,
we've explained the last couple of weeks. We're trying to keep this between 45 minutes an hour.
Right.
Just for there were some fillers things on here, and we are kind of trying to take our fillers. Make them positive.
Yeah.
You had an idea. You had a question.
I do.
And we're going to get our opinions on it.
Yeah. So we just recently watched the Hobbit trilogy extended edition again.
Which
sealed my pick for the
your
trilogy.
Best favorite trilogy.
Best favorite trilogy.
I totally have no doubt why you did that. I get it all the way.
So I was sitting there and I was thinking, who is your favorite antagonist from the Lord of the Rings universe?
And for those that don't know, antagonist is the bad guy.
Antagonist, the bad guy.
The protagonist is the good guy.
So
it was difficult because
there's a lot of different ones.
There's good ones, and then there's obvious choices, and there's guys with little parts. And to me, I had to go with who had the most important part through all of the films in some way or fashion that led to very big things happening.
Right.
That's the Witch King, Magmar.
Oh, yeah.
So I had to. He's in the Hobbit trilogy. You finally get to know the story from the other movies, and obviously the end of Return of the King was a big
tombs and the mountains and all that stuff. Yeah.
I thought all of them. I thought all the like the Nazgul and all those guys are awesome. It's
The
just,
all 9.
He was
the main one.
The
He's
main
the
one.
guy.
He stabs Frodo, and they find a sword, and they battle in the Hobbit movie, in the first movie, and it's just he is what you want, like that dark death figure cloaked person to be,
faceless guy,
plus mystery behind it. And his armor is just so cool, and
his little his helmet and all that with the Witch King, and
he gets off. His dragon,
His
whatever,
Nazgul.
gets cut his head off, and he has a big ball and chain. He's just so big, and it's just. And then my favorite is in the Hobbit trilogy, which is him when he's in ghost form and he's fighting and he loses his weapon, and it's just all of that is just too cool. That's my pick. It was difficult. It was close to what your pick was.
It's a difficult, and my pick was Azog the Defiler. From the Hobbit trilogy. He's basically the main antagonist throughout the whole trilogy.
Yes.
And I just really like him because he's a Gundabad orc, which, if you don't know, Gundabad orcs are just orcs, but they're giant and they're pale.
Yes.
Basically is what they are. But the difference with him is he's actually very, very smart. He's almost like genius level with battle tactics.
Yes, very much
like
so.
he can run a battlefield like nobody's business.
Right.
He knew exactly where to attack, when to attack, and how to attack.
Right.
And I respect him for that. And he's a very cool character. He got his arm taken off, so he had a freaking blade put in place of his arm. And he's just so diehard against dwarves. It blows my mind. Even his master told him to stop hunting dwarves.
Right.
So he just turned to his brother Bolg and told him to go after the dwarves. It's insane. Just his tenacity and his stick-to-itiveness, if you will. It's just,
he looks
it blows
cool.
my mind.
He sounds cool.
He sounds cool. He looks cool. He's got scars all over his body from different battles and all that.
And he's not just some regular orc at all.
Yeah, he's not. He's bigger than Gundabad orcs too, and he's huge, and it's awesome. I don't know. He's just every time I see him.
Well, you knew they had to have somebody cool with like the Uruk-hai and all those from the the original
trilogy, right?
But you had to have somebody that was at least be cool, act cool,
equal
look cool.
to them or better.
And then he had the story with it. He faced. He did so many things that.
He was there when Moria got taken over by the dwarves.
Right. Like Lord of the Rings doesn't happen without some of the stuff he does. And the chain of events that happen because of him.
That he put into place basically by, spoiler alert, killing Thorin.
Right.
It's...
Which I got. The first time I saw it in the theater, I was disappointed.
Oh, yeah?
And then when I watched it again, I guess because, when you see it the first time, it passes so fast, and you're still trying to think it over your mind. And when I watched it again, it was like, man, that was a sweet move.
Yeah, that was a really good move.
Because at first I was like, come on, man, you could have done something else, right? You ain't got a blade at your leg or anything? Come on, man. And then all right, that's nice. I mean, because that's why I liked it, because he knew, like, it was probably best he did, because I think he knew even if he defeated him and he lived, he would have been crazy again.
Yeah, he would have just fell to the gold again. He would have got dragon fever.
And he would have been a bad king, all that kind of stuff.
Just like he was.
Which was the only question I have with the series, which many people do, is what's going on with that place? You don't get to know. Obviously, is it a book thing? I'm assuming?
I think it's a book thing. But I don't think anybody inhabits it anymore, to be honest with you.
Like they just kind of leave it there?
Yeah,
it's a cursed
I think
place type thing?
it's cursed gold. It's everything. I don't think maybe the elves went in there to get their jewels.
Right.
But that's
and we were talking yesterday when we were watching Lord of the Rings. Is the Mines of Moria underneath that mountain, or is it a different place?
No, that's a different location.
Okay.
Yeah, because the Mines of Moria was where all the orcs were at first.
Right.
And then that battle happened where Thorin went in with Thrain and his grandfather and all that stuff.
Right.
And pushed them basically out of Moria so they could mine more.
Right. Right.
So I think they're two different places, but don't hold me to it. Somebody put it in the comments if I'm wrong.
Right. It's just it's okay that nobody mentioned. Obviously, there's a big war going on in Lord of the Rings, so you're not really focused on a giant mountain of gold. Who cares? We're trying to survive right now.
Right.
So that's obvious. It's there's got to be something.
I'm assuming Lake Town got their share, and I'm assuming the dwarves gave Lake Town their share and gave the elves back, like I said, their jewels. And I don't know. I don't think anybody ruled in there anymore. I think they just kind of left it alone.
It's probably for the best, though.
Yeah, because it drives people crazy.
It's cool for the show. Maybe we'll get to
maybe we'll see
a little
something.
bit more. To me, I don't think there needs to be sequels to Lord of the Rings, like after or anything.
No, not at all.
I would just like to know, like maybe do from the show, maybe do a future look. Somebody does something, and it just shows what
was going
what could
on
happen
afterwards.
because we already know, so it's okay. It's not spoiler to us or anything.
Aragorn takes over, Minas Tirith as king of all of the kingdom of man.
Right,
basically.
like did Gimli? Did he go and try to do something?
Did he go back to Moria or one of these places, the
the
Lonely
little
Mountain?
things, but there's not enough for me to be like, make a sequel. That's why I'm excited for the show. That's
yeah,
funny.
it's just little
the
tidbits
trilogy.
of info.
With the extended edition, God praise the extended edition. We were saying, do not waste your time watching any of those movies anymore unless it's extended edition.
Unless it's extended edition,
because it's long, it's a grind, but it's worth it because
it's totally worth it.
All those questions you ever had, like what in the, they're answered.
Yep.
Answered and cool things too. So heck yeah. Well, it's good for movies. It's a really good pick. I like that question. I think we're gonna stick with that Friday pick and try to pick our favorite this or our favorite trilogy, our favorite game, our favorite antagonist. Maybe next week we'll do the protagonist.
Yeah, we'll
That'd be
do
kind of nice.
something like
do
that.
a little. 1 week is the antagonist of a movie and the protagonist. We can do Star Wars. You can do Die Hard.
Yeah,
you can do all that. That'd be a good one actually. Right now, I'm thinking Die Hard. That's a tough one, man. Jeremy Irons is awesome, but Alan Rickman. Alan Rickman, bro.
I don't know.
It's gonna be tough.
That's
definitely not
one.
gonna be the guy from Roseanne from the second movie. It's not him.
No.
But all right. Well, I mean, we're gonna close in on our local Missouri. This is the I Don't Mo show, of course. So we're gonna end it on the very positive note that we started the show, and that's the Blues. The St. Louis Blues are Stanley Cup champions. I still have to keep saying it to myself over and over and over.
Champ Stanley Cup, baby.
Gloria is playing all day on KC and Y98 on repeat.
On repeat.
It's a giant party.
24/7.
I'm still in shock. This team deserved it so much.
The hardest trophy in sports to earn.
And we did it, and we got it, and we just needed one.
We came from the basement to get it. We came up those stairs.
Last.
We fought around in the
Worst to first.
midsection. Yeah.
You can't write a better script than that. The Bennington, the O'Reilly, the Bozak, the Petrangelo, the Sarasenko, the Pat Maroon.
Thank you, Buffalo, by the way.
Yeah, thanks, Buffalo.
Thanks,
appreciate
Buffalo.
it. We know you got a raw deal on that one, but appreciate it a lot.
Who we trade? We trade Tavares? Is that who we traded to get
No,
O'Reilly?
we traded Carter Hutton,
Carter Hutton. Okay.
a draft pick, two draft picks, Berglund and Saboka to get O'Reilly.
Thank you, Buffalo. I appreciate it.
And
We
I don't know
all
what we got
appreciate it.
to get Bozak or whatever. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
None of it matters anymore.
No, that was the Tavares trade. They got Bozak for Tavares or something.
That's why
like
they
that.
got Tavares
Yeah.
because Toronto got rid of Bozak, which freed up the cap to get Tavares.
Yeah.
So thank you, Islanders too.
Yeah, thank you, Islanders. Appreciate it.
It's just it's amazing when honestly it's just even sweeter beating Boston.
Oh yeah,
it really is.
Oh, so good.
It was just everyone was just tired of their reign of supreme, their talking, their bad manners, and their hypocriticism.
Yep.
It was just god awful.
Reading all the comments today.
Series.
Yep. Reading all the comments, and
Garbage.
they're like, "Stop bashing us. Stop being mean. Stop doing this."
Marchand was crying. He's a human being.
He's a human being just like us. Like, no, I don't think so.
Crumb,
yeah,
okay?
I don't think so.
Seriously, no. I don't have any sympathy for them because of how they acted. I don't.
Zero sympathy.
Nope.
Marchand even in one of the earlier games was making the crying motion at the whole Blues bench.
Yeah.
What do you expect?
Licking people, tripping people with your leg, stabbing our goaltender with your
clipping
stick.
people, slew-footing people, like all season. It's like, really? And this is the guy that you're defending?
Yeah.
The guy that has, 12 suspensions, over $180,000 in fines, just from the past, I think, 4 or 5 seasons, something like that. Yeah, it's crazy. He's constantly getting 5-game suspensions for clipping people and all that stuff. It's like, why would you defend this a-hole? Why?
I mean, I get when he's on your team, you're going to support your team. But if he was on our team and acted like that way, I'd be like, get rid of this guy.
Yeah, I would not be behind him at all.
I don't care. You just gave me 100 points. I don't want your 100 points.
I don't. If you're going to get him like that, I don't think so.
And I mean, Kevin Wheeler would disagree with us. You know you want him on your team.
No,
he's good.
Not
I
at
hate
all.
him, but you know you'd want him on your team.
Not at all.
No, bro, I love you, but no.
I don't care how quick he is.
I don't want anyone like that on my team.
I don't care how quick he is. I don't care how tough he plays or anything like that, or how much heart he puts into it.
Nope.
I don't care. Nope. If you're gonna act like that, get out of here.
Bad example. It's a bad example for kids and people and future generations of hockey players.
It's like hockey isn't played like that. Yeah, it's a rough sport. Yeah, you beat people up. Yeah, you smash people into glass, but you do it cleanly.
Yep.
You don't do dirty plays.
Dirty player. He's a dirty goon.
Yep, just a dirty goon.
It's surreal. It's surreal.
It is.
It feels great. I didn't know how to act. I didn't know how to feel. I still know how to act. This last night when they won, I just felt
it's still raw.
I felt like this evil spirit force that I had weight on my shoulder and it was gone.
Just lift off your shoulders.
I just felt light as a feather, and it's going to be a party all summer. It's not going to just be a party the next couple of days.
No.
It's all summer, all year.
All summer.
The first game when we get the banner raised, we're going to be partying still.
Oh my God, yeah.
It's just going to be incredible. The parade is Saturday. We're working unfortunately, but we're going to watch. It's just,
Fortunately, we both got to work, so we'll be watching that on YouTube or something like that.
Oh yeah, and if we get a chance to, we'll let people know. We'll send a link on Facebook if we end up getting one, so you guys can watch that if you don't know where to find it at.
Yep.
But I'm assuming lots of people are going to be there. It's going to be an ocean of blue.
Starts at noon, and that's on Market Street, I believe it is.
Parade down Market Street. Oh, God, those words. I can't all I've ever wanted was a parade down Market Street.
And what was it? The St. Louis Post-Dispatch. You guys are so lucky. You guys are so lucky. You called it so early, and then all of a sudden, I was just like, "It's done.
Yep,
it's over.
Yep.
We made fools of ourselves.
Yep, we jinxed ourselves.
But we came back and we destroyed them.
We destroyed them yesterday. The first period was sketchy, but we had a guy named Bennington in the net that saved us.
We had a little goalie named Bennington. It's a little rook coming in this year.
It's a rook.
Only the winningest rookie goalie in postseason history.
That's all. All 16 games.
Woo!
Which is crazy to think about. With the names that are on there, you're like, really? They didn't start all the games in the playoffs? Wow.
Yep.
Somebody had to take over one of those games? Bennington didn't have to do that. I mean, Bennington was replaced in one game when his team let him out to dry.
Yeah, he had one game where he was just getting peppered. And
which is why they won. Another reason why they won. Because of things like that.
Yep.
Suspending our guys for bullcrap.
Just put the fire underneath of us like nobody's business.
Everyone doubted us. Everyone bet against us, except for that one Blues fan who bet $400 when the Blues were a 250 to 1 shot, and now he has $100,000.
Oh my!
He's like, I'm not hedging that. No, give me my money.
Yeah, give me my money. I don't think so. I know that game.
No. Give me, and I mean, there's $10 million to the Blues for winning the championship. The city, all the people that were at the Enterprise Center and in Phil Bush Stadium with 25,000 plus people.
Like, oh my God!
It's
Bush Stadium
glorious.
was filled up. The Enterprise Center filled up. The garden out front filled up. Like, what was it? Ballpark Village. Excuse me. Filled up.
Yeah, it was full.
Like
Chavis Arena.
4 places.
Had a concert going on. It
Literally,
was full.
the entire city was in these 4 places. And it was glorious. It was amazing.
Ozzy Osbourne helped.
Even Ozzy was rooting for us.
So I heard one quick thing before we end the show here, because we're at the end here. I heard about what happened with the Ozzy Osbourne. So everyone saw the picture, the tweet. Let's go Blues in the Blues jersey, Stanley Cup. So Jamie Rivers has a friend that's a friend with Jack Osbourne.
Yep.
So they got in touch with each other, and they wanted to know what number he wanted.
Right.
And they put Ozzy's name on the back of the jersey, and they sent it to him. So apparently he got it.
Yep.
The timing was amazing. He immediately puts it on, then sends out the tweet.
Oh yeah.
So it's like we send him this free gift. He accepted it. He puts it on, celebrates. Of course, there's that famous picture when he was arrested back in the day in Texas wearing the blue shirt.
He was arrested for public urination.
Yes.
Nothing crazy.
Yeah, it's just peeing on the Alamo. No big deal. No big deal. It's just one of the biggest things in rock history to ever happen, and he got busted wearing a Blues jersey doing it. It's even sweeter. It's just so cool. So I definitely believe that the Blizzard helped out. With
he was sending them vibes our way.
It's just, it's such a good feeling.
It feels so good.
It was an amazing day. It was a gorgeous day. It's still a gorgeous day. It was just the positivity around all over the place. The city, the people celebrating, people happy.
This winter was rough.
It was. It was very. Christmas time was a very sad, depressing time for Blues hockey, and it's still with Cardinals. We were still reeling from that. We're still reeling from the Rams, all that kind of stuff.
By the way, the Cardinals completely blew a game last night, 9-0
for us.
For us.
They lost for us.
Yachty immediately made a FaceTime call to Tarasenko. They blew it on purpose. They were listening to it in the dugout.
I don't blame them one bit. I mean, the history showed when they lost, we won. So it's okay with me. I think only 1 or I think there was two games the whole playoffs when the Cardinals and Blues won on the same day.
Yep.
That was it.
Yep.
So it was there showing that the numbers were.
Oh yeah, the numbers were kind of leaning one way.
It was like they were rooting for each other and not paying attention or something when things were going on.
Yeah.
Don't know, but man, what a day.
What a day.
What a show.
What a time to be alive.
What a time to be alive. What a time to be a fan of Missouri sports in general. This is the I Don't Mo Show, episode 14. I am Nathan J.
And I'm Charlie P.
And we will see you guys next week. Thanks for joining us.
Later.
Peace.